Now go to Google again
Yep.
and see where it says connecting to stream software. Now that this should pick up the there you
Excellent
go.
connection.
So right now you can see us doing it. Wait, there should be the go live button. Oh, it's live now.
Hello.
Oh, there must have got. Hang on, go back on Google on the YouTube for a second.
Yep.
I'm just here checking. Yeah, we go. It's working now.
Okay.
Sweet. Right, there we go.
So
this is why I hate YouTube.
yeah.
Have you got the video link? Hang on. Just post it in chat. If you can.
Hang on.
Just go back onto Google if you can.
Give me a sec. Fuck's sake. No.
Sorry. On chat.
Disabled. Yeah, we'll just leave it at this. The camera settings are very dodgy, but we're gonna have to bear with it.
Yeah, sorry about all this at the minute.
Bear with us.
Yeah, we're just trying to make sure the stream's on because it says it's live on the thing, but I can't see it appearing on the channel, which is weird for one reason. So okay. So it might be me being a bit stupid, but we're just having a few technical difficulties. Apologies about all this, and such.
This is very last minute. I can't lie.
Yeah. It's because, well, hang on. Anyway, sorry. What? The Apex Racing. Yes, we are live now. It's
Hello,
on the channel.
Everybody. I'm just trying to make this. We've got someone out on slicks, which is lovely to see. When it's very heavy, when it's light rain.
Yeah.
We've got
thanks. Say thanks, Nath Luke. Yeah, I can see him right. I'm gonna end the stream on here and actually get onto the track.
Okay, I need to sort out Red Bull for the camera options. Disabled. Is everyone else alright? Merc, no.
Yeah, everyone else is here. Yep, cool then. Right, let's actually get into some racing. Well, if Nath Luke, I'll keep the stream up on my thing so I can actually see you in chat. But anyway, here we go with Hit the Apex Racing. Is it round 16?
Yeah, 16.
What? Yes, I got it right. Round 16 for Hit the Apex Racing, and we are here in well, is it? I can't even say Tsunami, right? Well, it looks like it anyway in Japan, and we are in for a wet qualifying. Tsunami. Why? I'm saying the wrong thing anyway. Just ignore me because we're just having a few technical difficulties. But anyway, it is your same team from last week, in Mr. Adam, hello, which is myself, and Mr. Luke,
hello,
who is also here, aka Mr. Vex or Mr. Quickboy. But anyway, we had a great race out in Singapore last time with Luca taking victory. And he was actually pretty comfortable in that victory, and he might have had a safety car scare at the end, but he did do that quite well. But we are in different conditions today, so it will be interesting to see if he can adapt to them. But we have got a very strong grid again. We've got Mayday Force and Luca and Ingenio. Hang on, yeah, Ingenio is here looking to rebound after last time out. So anyway, what's your thoughts about today, Mr. Luke? Because after seeing this, so what do we expect today from today's grid?
I think depending on the weather, particularly if it's a wet race, then I wouldn't expect anything else other than either Luca or Mayday Force to be battling at the front, and then carnage down the rest of the field, which is pretty much as expected for most league races in the wet. But if it's a dry race, I reckon we'll be having a relatively consistent top three of Kimi Rai, Luca, and then I would say either Mayday Force or Ingenio. Obviously, there's still a few. There could obviously be a few outside chances for others. So, for example, Pit F1, who recently joined from DMR Tier 3. I was commentating that the other day, wasn't I? Yeah.
Yes, we was. Yeah, we did have. I was going to say we've actually got a few of the guys from DMR Tier 3 and Tier 4 in here, and a few guys from all over the place. But it is like one thing is great to see all of them actually coming onto the same grid, and it's like knowing all these drivers. It's great to have them around both leagues. But I'd say at the actually sorry about one point I forgot to mention Kimi Wright on pole as well when I was talking about Engineer. He will be looking to bounce from last week, but going to P2 after that first turn incident, he is going to look for it. But hang on, is that a Haas out on softs? Yes, it is.
Yes, Lair. I'm very surprised at that decision. That's certainly not what you'd expect from these conditions, but you never know. Maybe it'll pay off.
I mean, unless he knows something that we don't know, we should be all right.
So, I know this is probably the part where we'll get everything all wrong, but predictions for the top three for qualifying, and then I think we'll do the race predictions as Luca gets a little bit of a tag slapper there. I think we'll do the race ones after we've seen the quali results. So, what's your top three for quali?
My top three for quali, it is going to be. I'm going to make my bold predictions again. I'm going to go. Kimi Rai is going to take pole position. Ingenio will take P2, and then I'm going to go for Mayday Force to take P3, and Luca to bring up P4. I am going to make that prediction now. I'm going to stick by it, even though it will be wrong.
So I would guess that there will be a Ferrari on the front row. I'm going to guess that would be Luca, and he will be P2 alongside Kimi Rai on pole, and then the third place man on the grid will be. I've got a couple of names in my mind, but I can't really decide between them. I think Ingenio and Mayday Force are both looking pretty competitive for that. Rafiki Wolf right now up in that P3 spot, so if no one else is able to beat him, then he will be looking very pretty for that P3 starting position. So, do I have to make a decision out of those three?
Yes, you do, because we need to stick by. We need to keep up tradition. Well, last week's tradition.
Okay. Kimi Rai, Luke, Mayday Force.
Okay.
There we go.
Well, right.
Fausto has got a 5-place grid penalty for a collision with Stitch. I think there was some from wing loss from one of the cars. That looks to be Fausto himself. Yeah, the front left end plate of his McLaren has gone, so that is going to be putting him 5 places back down the grid.
Yeah.
Would you be able to ask chat in case any of the racers know what the weather is like? If possible.
Yes, I shall ask that now. I will find that out.
Because if it's a dry race, it's going to be quite interesting to see whether people start on the softs or mediums, or even if someone's feeling by going doing something a little bit against the grain, not something you'd normally expect to be doing. Maybe you might get a couple starting on hards as well, but I wouldn't expect to see many on those hard compound tyres.
I was going to say, this track anyway, I would say I think it's just soft to medium, but the thing is about this track, and one thing that's annoying about this track is that little bump in it, and it's going to be pretty hard to say, but I am going to try and find out if anyone can update us on the weather, because I'm having a load of technical issues at the minute, which is ruining my thing. There we go. Adam, yes I am. Yes, we can. Luke, can we get a bit more game sound? Sorry, I've got the chat. Nef, Luke, I'll put it on this. Sorry, literally the qualifying thing. Right, Nef, Luke, there you go. I've given you a bit more sound, and I'm going to get the weather for you.
We've got Butcher 6, who's just gone to provisional pole position with a 1:41.0, which is about 13 seconds slower than what we'd be doing in the dry conditions, doing around low 128s, high 27s. So
Yeah.
I would say that's a pretty competitive intermediate time.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it is a pretty good intermediate. So I know, 5 place grid penalty for Fausto. Yeah, I don't think he really expected that. But also, I think it looks like the track is drying out because WY6 has just taken provisional pole with 4 minutes to go. So, and he's 3 tenths up on Kimirai, and that's actually really surprising because I know after just watching last week, and obviously I'm still getting used to some of these drivers. It's getting used to them, and like Fausto, he looked a bit slower than his teammate last week in Mayday Force, and well, not Mayday Force, sorry,
Orlando.
Stitch.
Fausto was teammates with Orlando.
Was it Orlando? Oh my, hang on. There's two. Oh my god, what? I'm getting mixed up at the minute. Sorry, there's a lot of things going on that I'm really excited about.
So you've got Fausto and Orlando Furioso in a McLaren. Were you saying that Fausto was faster than his teammate in the McLaren, or slower?
I got the wrong driver mixed up. I'm going to start again from the beginning. So, right, I was meant to say WY6 was on pole, and it looked... and what I was meant to say was him and Stitch looked pretty close together because they was running, really close together all throughout the race last weekend. It was like, P4, P5, there was constantly rebounding, but, Kimi Rai, had that pace on them. And I'm surprised he's there with 3 minutes to go, but I think anything can change. But anyway, Kimi Wright is on his lap now, so let's see how he does. And he's coming up to sector 1, and let's see if he's up. He's 4 tenths up, so he is gonna take provisional pole easily at the minute.
As long as he keeps this lap together and clean, he might even be. He should be on target for the first 1 minute 40 of the session, which I reckon would put it. Which would put the... Oh, we've got JQR joining back after his game crash. But it would be putting that pole position time pretty far out of reach if he's able to do maybe a mid-40. If he absolutely nails the lap and keeps it really clean, he might just about be able to clinch pole position over those fearsome Ferraris.
I was going to say, you remember what happened when we commentated on Thursday, and look what happened on the final lap.
Yes. That wonderful, that wonderful race.
I was going to say, we do not speak of that, but anyway, let's see if he comes up to the line. I hope he gets up to the line. And Kimi Rai is going to take pole by the look of it, and 140.5. What a great lap by Kimi Rai. I was trying not to do the jinx that we may have been accustomed to, but the commentators, because Luca's 2 tenths upon his time, and this will keep him P3 at the minute. It doesn't look like he's going to improve, but he's going through 130 on. Oh, there's a bit of traffic coming out. Oh, he twitched it. Yeah, I was going to say he twitched a bit on my screen. So
yeah, same. He gets the car stopped nicely for the Casio triangle and over that hideous bump on 2019. We won't have to deal with it on 2020, and it's pole position for Luca. 1 minute 40.195. That is a brilliant lap time from the Ferrari man. Who else have we got on a lap right now? I've got Rafiki Wolf coming just out of Spooner on the run in towards 130R. In the dry, of course, 130R, a very easily flat corner, but in the wet, it takes a little bit of balls to be able to go flat through there. Rafiki Wolf lifting a little bit, braking at just after the 100-meter board, getting the car stopped nicely, hitting that curb well, just kissing that curb ever so lightly over the hideous bump. Titus runs to the line, and it is a 140.9, so just scraping in to the 1 minute 40s with a good lap there, putting him into P3 at the moment. We've also got Mayday Force on a lap, braking down towards the 2 Degners. Well hooked up over there, and just trying to keep it as smooth on the traction as possible. Into the Kobayashi, what would you call it? Kobayashi curve or Kobayashi corner? Well,
the Kobayashi dive bomb, and then 130 was the Kobayashi save.
Yeah.
Corner. But yeah, I was gonna say. Ingenio is about to start his lap as well, so he's another one to watch, and you better keep my predictions on, but I think I'm wrong at the minute because Kimi Rai is behind Luca. But anyway, Ingenio is about to start his lap, so yeah. Let's see how he does coming up to turn 1 now. So in in the dry, you'd normally shift down pretty easily. So let's have a look at he's on board. So he comes around turn 1, coming into turn 2. So he takes in turn 3, gets that rotation up into 4th gear. Now coming up to turn 2 and 5th down to from 6th. So he's actually taking it in quite high gear, because I usually normally take it in 4th, but he's keeping it pretty high, which is, you know, something else in the wet, because everyone tackles it different. But I think that just compromises his exit a bit, because it looks like he's off a bit of sync there. But anyway, let's have a look as he comes up now to the end of sector 1. Let's see how he does. Oh, he gets a heavy understeer, and he's already down on his time, so this does not look good for Mingenio at the minute. So he's coming up to now the Kobayashi corner, as I'm calling it, down into 1st, and yeah, I don't think he's got the gears right at the minute, and it doesn't look good for him. But anyway, Mayday Force goes into he's up into P2 from the look of it. I didn't realise he was on lap. I was keeping an eye on Ingenio because he was good in his
And the
lap,
important thing is Kimi Rai won't be able to improve on his time and beat Mayday Force. So Kimi Rai is only 3rd at best for this Japanese Grand Prix. Continuing on with the Ferrari of Ingenio, overtake mode in towards 130R, 8th gear. Is he going to try and keep it flat? Yes, just about a slight lift. Just about keeping it flat and well controlled through the corner. A little bit early on the brakes, but still getting the car turned in nicely. Storming over that curb. Is he going to try and take the tightest line? He goes 4th position, just behind Kimi Rai and ahead of Rafiki. We've got Watch Your 6 also on a lap, coming to the end of it. He's out of ERS. Is he going to improve? He doesn't improve his position. We've also got Pit F1 in the Mercedes. We've got was there an improvement at the top of the field? Not quite, and Pit backs out. I think that's everyone who can set a lap, unless you've got... okay, so Mayday Force can't do anything, and everyone has completed their lap, so it'll be Luca on pole position for the Japanese Grand Prix.
Yeah, I mean, Luca there, he's just completely obliterated the field, and he's gone 4 attempts quicker. And honestly, that is, you know, great to see. So anyway, let's get on it. On DRS is now enabled, so
I think only now would it be time for those soft tyres, and even still, I wouldn't think it'd be that good of a choice, because there's still rain falling a little bit, so I wouldn't have expected the softs to really be good at all throughout that session. But it is what it is in terms of the weather. Speaking of weather, have we got the weather down in chat? Anybody?
No, I don't. I just tried to check in the chat, and yet they do not, you know, have anything at the minute. So yeah, we'll see us. But anyway,
okay.
Well, let's just round up the qualifying results.
With the game, you know, like to do its bit in existing.
You know, we're just gonna start playing, you know, Pulp Fiction memes now, and it's just there we go.
Oh,
okay, it didn't even load for me.
Okay, that's lovely. We're gonna have to hope. We didn't quite get the quality result. Wait, we did. Yeah, I think the standings will be fine. The standings will be fine. We've got a cloudy Suzuka here. Looks like, from what I can see at least, there are cars on slick tyres, so dry for the start at least. But considering it's overcast, I reckon that there probably is a chance of rain later on in the race.
Yeah, for sure, because like we said, through this, you know, before we started this race, well, this track can have, you know, unpredictable conditions, and you know, it is, you know, one of those where it could be raining 1 minute like in, you know, 1976, or it could be, you know, something like, you know, bone dry. So it's going to be, you know, interesting to see on what we do as we come.
Wet, dry, we aren't sure, but we can assure you that this will be an exciting and entertaining race, as we're about to head off for the formation lap of the Japanese Grand Prix. Luca leading the field away on medium tyres, interestingly. That is an interesting strategy call from the Ferrari man. But what would you say is the most important thing about getting a good start? What's the key point or the key factor to getting a good start?
Alright, the key fundamentals about getting a good start around any track is, and like this is well just in game because where people use traction control and the whole assist malarkey. But if we're talking about getting the ideal start, you want to be revving the car between about 10,000 and 11,000 RPM. And holding it on about the third light, and once you get that range, you want to see see the lights going out, but you don't want to overheat your engine in that time. So that's why it's always best to do it on the third light. When those final two lights come on, you want to get your hand ready on the clutch, but then when the lights go out, you want to just let the car roll and move forward a little bit, so you don't wheel spin and hit the throttle down too much, and then start to gradually push it down after you've got that little bit forward, and then shift up pretty quickly, and so you get a smooth transition. Because if you get that wheel spin, you're going to get bogged down. But the one main point to say about the start of a race is you just don't want to do it too fast, otherwise you're just going to end up spinning off with all that. But it's a hard art to perfect, and it's different. Like when people drive an F2 car, everyone thinks it's the same, but with an F2 car, you have to do I would say the easy option. Just slam the throttle down and it'll be all right.
Oh, I just realised we forgot our predictions.
Crap. Yeah, good point.
Right. Quick fire ones. Luca, Kimi Rai, Ingenio.
Alright, right, I'm actually on the same. Luca, Kimi Rai, Ingenio, Mayday Force, and then WY6. Actually, no, I'm gonna go Pit for P5.
Okay. So
you need two more. You need two more.
Oh,
for P4
okay.
and P5.
Then we'll go Mayday Force P4 and Pit P5. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and now 5 red lights. It's lights out, and away we go for the HTAR round 16. It's Mayday Force who gets a pretty good start and looks to be taking the lead into turn 1. He's on the soft tyres. He's going to try and use that grip. Luca goes round the outside, tries to keep it alongside. They're still side by side into the next section. Looks to be relatively clean for the rest of the field.
Mayday Force got it. Mayday Force has got it. Mayday Force got the move done. That was brilliant by Mayday Force. But we have a yellow flag somewhere.
It looks like the two McLarens.
Both of the McLarens collide.
Oh, McLaren Civil War here in Suzuka. Not the first time we've had a McLaren Civil War. Continue. Oh, was there?
Yeah, it was a moment. Stitch going off a bit, coming out of that.
Kimura having a look on Luca into the hairpin, into Kobayashi curve as well. Not quite able to make anything from it. Let's just have a look at the position changes to see who the biggest gainer was from that first lap. Looks to be Lair in the Haas, who got the best start.
Yeah, I mean, like Bomber, he lost 3 positions, so I'm not sure what happened to him. But anyway, so I was going to keep an eye on Kimi Rai. Is he close? Oh, Kimi Rai could be about to have a go at Luca into the final turn. He's got the slipstream, but Luca covers the outside line now, covers the inside line. But Kimi Rai, is he going to have a go at him? Coming into turn 2.
He goes has a look down the inside, but not quite able to make anything from it. Going further down the field, have we got any tight battles? We've got... I think we've got Vlad Red. Vlad Red. He's having a look on Pit.
I was going to say, this is the interesting thing about Vlad Red. He's on a keyboard, but that's it. Pit goes a bit wide, and he comes up now. He's Vlad. Romanian v Romanian.
Yeah, he had a look down the inside, but not quite able to make anything stick for the time being. Lair also going to be. Sorry.
Kimi Rai and Luca are both ghosting through each other, and Kimi Rai looks like he's going to get the move done. Yeah. Now, is he going to get it? I was like, oh my god, I thought that they couldn't be battling around, that part of the track, but it doesn't look like they can do anything. And there we go, Kimi Rai is past Luca. Well, in suspicious circumstances or questionable circumstances. But Mayday Force is pulling that great lead. Look at it. He's already. I can't see how far he is at the minute because it's still glitching on Luca.
I think that's about. It looks to be glitched out. So I guess that to be a roundabout.
Sorry, battle for P10. P9, Vlad Red can't get past, and all this is doing is allowing Laia to get, behind him, and Laia,
Yeah, in fact, we've got a 4-way scrap for P9 at the moment. We've got Pit, Vlad Red, Lair, and Dragon JQR. In fact, there's a DRS train all the way down to 14th, but obviously DRS not enabled yet. It will be at the end of this lap once Mayday Force crosses the line around about now to activate DRS for the next laps. And the gap to Kimi Rai is 1.6, so he's crucially already out of that 1 second window for the DRS.
For sure, yeah. And also,
we got a side by side. Yeah.
He's going to lose it. Is he going to lose it in turn 1? No, it doesn't look like he has got it. As
oh, Luca's disconnected.
Vlad and Pitt are having another go at it. And are they going to do it? Pitt goes out onto the grass. Pitt is doing everything he can. But the thing is, it's imperative Vlad gets past him because he's on the soft tyre. The thing is, Vlad can't get past Pitt. And like, oh, sorry. Yeah, I thought Luke was losing pace, but anyway, the medium tyre around here, you know, as long as he can keep him behind, then he'll be great on the next part of the track. But anyway, JQR going to have a go. This is a brilliant battle between all these guys at the minute. But the thing is, Pissed, he's kind of been like pushed around at the minute. And
we've got Steggerall in the Renault with a 3-second penalty. Oh, down the inside goes Lair. Not quite able to make anything stick. Have we got? Okay, we've got, I think JQR is looking pretty feisty on the back of Lair as well. This four-way battle is going to be quite intense for quite a lot of the race. I think this battle has been a little bit held back from Steggerall and Bomber losing touch with these 4 guys.
Yeah, for sure, and like these guys are, you know, this scrap's going to do no one any good because, you know, they're all just going to get stuck behind each other for now. But anyway,
in fact, I think Luca's going to be more worried about this because his AI Ghost car is now being overtaken by this pack. So if he wants to try and claw back some good points and potentially...
Oh, Vlad's going for it. Vlad's going for it.
Around the outside, he's going to have it. DRS, very easy move on the outside. That Alfa Romeo looking very slippery in a straight line. But
yeah, oh, Flyer goes wide, and that's going to allow JQR, but Flyer just keeps it. You know, it keeps the position for now, but he almost lost that to JQR there because he went wide through turn 2. So yeah, it is a tricky turn, but like this battle could be heating up. But I think that's just going to allow Vlad to scamper away now because of the faster tyres. But anyway, let's see how we do in terms of that. But no one else is really doing anything at the minute. White WY6 is starting to get up close to Ingenio, but I don't really see anything. It was Lyra and Pitt trading places now. He got him into the hairpin. I think Pitt's struggling a bit with something because
it doesn't look like he has any damage from what I've seen.
No, unless it's the medium tyres, but I don't really see any reason for that to be the case because now it looks like the fellow medium runner of JQR is gonna swallow it. Well, not swallow him up, you know, take him down into 130R, but it doesn't look like he's that close enough at the minute to go. But anyway, let's hear this. He's got his DRS active. He's going up, but I think he's just a little bit too far back to make any sort of a move at the moment. But
would he really have his DRS active? I think there's only one DRS zone on this track.
You are right. I am wrong. I meant to say he's got his overtake mode active and also the overtake button. You know, which we've now got
for 2020.
But yeah. Oh, sorry, Lyra and Vlad Red are actually now close in the battle. I think this is the battle to be on at the minute. So we shall see how it does go in like 2 seconds. But we are getting closer as Luke. Well, I say Luca is lost. Pitt doesn't look like he's got any traction at all because JQR is just, you know, summing him up, and Luca is back in the session now. Behind the back of that, he's got so much work to do, and that's our picks out the window gone.
Oh, he's left again.
Yeah. Oh, what's happened here on the racing points? Chiodos looks like he's made a bit of a mistake because look how far he's dropped.
Oh, is Vlad going to go for it? He's gone deep. He's gone into the grass, and that's going to allow Lair to get through. And is Pitt going to be able to get a good run in towards Spoon? Spoon curve. He's going to have a good run down the inside. Don't do a Seb and Max 2018, please. Okay, they keep it together. Keep it calm and collected. And so Vlad drops to P9 and Lair gains a place up to P8.
It could be P7 now.
Yeah, he's got a good run on the Racing Point man. Oh, a little bit of lag going on.
Yeah, something's going on. It's quite funky. But he gets him. Is he going to get him, or is he's conceded the position, but looks like he'll have DRS. Oh, he hits the bump, and that offsets him a little bit here, but he's not got the DRS. He does not, and that's going to happen. But Vlad Red, he's also going to have a look, but the thing is, Vlad Red is on a keyboard, as you can tell.
We've got the pit going wide. He's lost the position to Dragon JQR, and that is the Renault man up into the points in P10. I think Watch Your 6 is... what was the gap a while ago? Was it just over 2 seconds or something? Because the top...
Yeah, also Chowdus has gone wide and Vlad Reddy's through.
Yeah,
and
is the Renault... No, not quite. He wasn't near enough to make a pass there.
Oh, JQR's gone through as well.
Yeah, he just went a little bit wide yet again. I think Chiada struggling on those medium tyres. Maybe expecting a little bit more grip than there was... maybe a little... expecting a little bit more grip than there was coming from those medium tyres. But another battle that I've noticed is Watch Your 6 and Ingenio. They've started to become a little bit close together now. Watch Your 6 slowly gaining on the pair. The gap was around 1 second at the start of this lap and is now just at 8/10, so he is going to be trying to use the DRS from the Ferrari to try and elevate himself, move himself closer to the Ferrari in order to be able to attack for the podium.
Yeah, I was going to say there's another battle as well now starting to appear for P5. Ditch and Rafiki are getting really close together. And what's happening there is it's getting pretty feisty for that position. So let's see how these guys do. They are getting pretty close, but Rafiki Wolf is holding it better. It looks like the soft tyres have got so much more grip through this section at the minute, but Rafiki Wolf on those mediums isn't going to give it up easily. But look, he's just now starting to push him around. Let's see if Stitch will be able to get...
Is he going to go for a move into the Degners? I wouldn't expect so, no. He just backs off for the time being. Maybe going to try and go for a move into the hairpin, do a Kobayashi style dive.
I think he's a bit too far back.
Yeah, just for now, won't be able to make any sort of progress. There's a yellow flag. Is there contacts with anyone?
No, by the look of it.
Okay.
Luckily, but
we've got Ingenio picking up another 3-second time penalty, so that's his second one of the race. So that's not going to be helping him in any way whatsoever.
Stitch looks like he gets a really good launch off
Spoon.
Yeah,
he's going to slipstream him, goes to the inside on the run before 130R, and he gets the move done very easily. I don't think Rafiki's going to be fighting that one too much. Might just want to be...
Vlad Red's dropped a few positions, and JQR has got past him. Oh,
he has a look on the inside, not quite able to make anything stick there. Is Rafiki going to be coming back at Stitch as well? He appears to just be saving up his race.
Vlad Red's coming back at JQR on the main straight, and he gets past him.
Running outside into someone. That Alfa Romeo looks very slippery in a straight line. He looks to have absolute the lowest wings you could possibly imagine. He must have his Monza set up on by accident. Because
no, it's the one trick 111.
I mean,
it's called the Astro setup. He's using the Astro setup and it is working. But anyway, sorry, I didn't see Joel was there as well in chat. Hi
Joel.
We've
got Dragon just picking up his first 3-second time penalty of the race. It's a little bit wide at Degner 1 there on the exit, so he'll be trying to correct that for next time. Have we got any interesting battles? We've got Rafiki still relatively close to... Lair must have overtaken Rafiki in the Alfa in the Haas, sorry, because he is now into P6, and Rafiki was just behind Stitch, and now Stitch appears to have disappeared up into the distance.
Yeah, you're right, because I've only just noticed that was a great spot, but it looks like Rafiki could have another look into the... Oh my god! Yeah, Rafiki, that was a bit late from Rafiki, I'd say, but
we've also got Luke, who's finally rejoined into the session, and is going to try and make a move on the Renault of Staggerall for P13, trying to work his way back through the field on the outside of the Casio triangle. He's left him just enough space. There's a little bit of contact, rubbing his racing. Luca loses the rear end on the outside, and for now the Renault retains the place. But Luca's going to have the DRS and slipstream into turn 1. He pulls to the inside, and I don't think the Renault is going to be able to challenge for any longer. He's just going to have to concede the place to the Ferrari man.
Yeah, I was going to have to say this as well. Vlad Red has just lost out to JQR on the main straight because he got overtook, but now it looks like Pitt and that gang are coming up to him because JQR's pulled out 1 second gap.
Oh, Pitt's gone a bit wide onto the gravel. Is she going to be able to make anything from that? Doesn't look to be anything too beneficial for the Racing Point.
At the moment, yeah, but he's still plenty. Well, that's one. The McLaren in sector 1 looks like they've gone off, unfortunately. So yeah, but the whole battle at the minute is for, I'd say, P7 around there, because now Pitt is going to have a go for P9. To come down into 130. Pitt pulls out alongside. Is he going to do it? Yes, he does.
Very
Gets
easily.
it done.
I don't think Vlad will have been fighting that, and I think Pitt might have just been saving his ERS for a while and just deployed it all on that back straight.
I was going to say, I think his tyres have gone now, while the soft tyres are probably starting to go around this lap, so I think the medium runners are going to be the advantage at the moment. But
obviously don't forget that those softs were new, so they will obviously be a little bit fresher than what they would be if quali was dry, so they might be able to take these tyres as 1 or 2 laps extra compared to if they had done qualifying.
That is true, yes, and that is actually a good point for me not thinking of, so you're actually right there. I forgot that it rained in the waste. I was about to say waste.
Qualifying.
Wasting qualifying.
Oh, have we got a yellow in sector 1? It looks like a Renault Stegerol. I think he just lost the rear through the S's somehow, because he was about 3 to 4 seconds behind Luca, and now he's dropped 10 seconds behind. Luca's making decent progress back through the field. So far, he's got past Stegerol, and he's only been back for 3 to 4 laps, and Bomber ahead of him isn't exactly looking too fast, so he's going to try and get ahead of him in the near future. We've got first man into the pits. It's Watch Your 6 in the Toro Rosso. Going to be pitting onto a set of medium tyres, I presume. A Stitch goes past him. What position is he going to
Vlad Pitts as well.
That's going to be crucial for the battle for P8, 7?
P9 at the moment.
Okay. Where does the Toro Rosso man come out? It looks like it's going to be a safe P10, and we'll be trying to take those tyres to the end of the race. Luca now up to P12 and P11, made that P11 as he gets past the Mercedes of Bomber on the main straight into P11, and going to be trying to take those mediums to around lap 16 to put on a fresh set of soft tyres.
Yeah, I mean, like, do you remember did you race? No, you didn't race around Japan for the CF tournament, did you? If you remember.
No, I did not. I had Hockenheim.
Oh yeah, that was me. Yeah, well, the thing is about these soft tyres, they don't really degrade that much, or the mediums on this track. It's kind of like an even spread, so it is like interesting to see how these will do. But anyway, it's Laya and Stitch. What's happening to Stitch?
I think he may have had to reset the track after maybe contact with the Renault, because it just looked to me that there was a collision. And Kimi Rice speeds into the pit lane. He's the first of the top runners.
Pitt and Stitch are going for it through 130R, because that spin has not done any good. Pitt is going down the inside, but he backs off at the last minute. I think Stitch, it will be wise to pit now.
Yeah, and Stitch does pit in this lap. Kimi Rai actually picked up a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pits, unfortunately. Quite easy to do with this pit stop with this pit lane, actually. So those who don't do that, don't speed into the pits, will be looking in a better position, obviously, than those who don't. Those who do. Sorry.
Yeah.
Actually, I've just noticed that JQR, despite not being able to qualify due to due to disconnection, he's actually made a really good start here. He's up into P5, hasn't made his stop yet, but if he can keep this progress up... Oh, we've got Fausto out of the session. Are we going to have a safety car of any sort?
No, I can't see his
No,
car.
I don't. It's at Spoon Curve, just where Ingenio is coming through now. Hopefully it shouldn't get in the way. Oh, it looks like it is gonna, but it will ghost, so no real issues there actually. Can I just add, Lair on the podium started P14, tried qualifying on softs in intermediate conditions, and running in third place for the time being. Obviously, started on those soft tyres, but yeah, just an honourable mention to him. Oh, we've got Mayday Force in the pits as well. Our race leader has come into the pits for his set of mediums. Is he going to be able to rejoin ahead of the Haas of Lair? I don't think so. Is he going to be able to rejoin in front of the Alfa Romeo? It looks to be tight. I think the Red Bull will have it there side by side, but Rafiki gets ahead, and that could prove crucial in case he gets held up too much through the S section and Sector 1 in general, because there are two or three main overtaking spots. You've got the run into 130R, the main straight, and the hairpin. So I think he's going to have to wait until at least the hairpin to be able to make this move. He has a look on the inside of Degner 1, but not quite able to make anything from that.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting really close now to all of this, and the action around here is great. Like, I mean, just at the back now we've got Stitch and Vlad fighting out again. So these guys are getting pretty close as well. But sorry, Mayday Force and Rafiki Wolf. Well, I know Rafiki's on, you know, pretty old worn tyres, but he's going to go, because this is actually going to be a battle for the lead of the race with Rafiki and Kimi Rai. Because look at these guys in that P1 and P2, and Rafiki's holding up Mayday Force, and it's imperative he gets past him now. And look, Kimi Rai's got Mayday Force's slipstream. But
Kimi Rai has come from quite a way back. Has done an undercut and has caught up to right up to the back of Mayday Force when he did have about a 3 or 4 second gap at the front. So Kimi Rai is now looking like he's all over the rear of that Red Bull. So if he is able to overtake him and pull out a 5-second gap, keep it clean with no extra penalties, then Kimi Rai could also be looking to win this race. He's going to have a look down the inside of turn 1, not quite able to make anything work on this occasion. Mayday Force a little bit wide, Kimi Rai gets good traction, but I think he's just going to have to stay behind for the time being.
Yeah, I think the one thing as well that we're going to see is Ingenio is only how far does Ingenio up the road in terms of pitting? He's 10 seconds, so these guys are dueling for the lead from the look of it. And
in fact, Ingenio started on those soft tyres. He's taken them quite a long way, which is... Oh, Kimi Rai gets a 3-second penalty. Oh, but they side by side. How did Kimi Rai lose that much time?
I think he might have gone wide. I didn't see it because he went under the bridge, because the camera angle was pretty atrocious. So yeah. Well, the thing is, he's lost a fair bit of time, and that's not done him any good. But
so he's going to have to be using up quite a lot of his medium tyres, pushing to get on the back of them, as Orlando Furioso in the McLaren 15th there picks up a 3-second time penalty. I think what Ingenio needs to try and do is just keep pounding in some consistent laps on the softs or pit now. I think if he hasn't got as much pace on those tyres anymore, he needs to pit soon. Like, those soft tyres, they can run for quite a while, but I don't think it's really going to be that beneficial to be staying out on them too much longer.
Because what I'm saying at the minute now, the reason JQR and Rafiki were going side by side into the main straight, and JQR makes an easy pickings on that, and that's a great move by JQR as they come up to turn 1 on 13 lap on mediums. But what I was going to say was about the soft tyres. There's no point to them because, well, you've now just put yourself out of, you know, you're having to run mediums 12 laps and run softs for even longer. So, yeah, I don't really see the point of them, but anyway.
Stitch and Vlad Red also still very close together on track. I think he's just trying to save because I saw him lifting on the straight.
Oh,
Mayday Force with a penalty.
Mayday Force, yellow flag somewhere. That's the Mercedes, and that is Pitt. Pitt has
he's
lost
into the gravel. rejoin safely. Yep, there's plenty of space there for him to rejoin without any oncoming cars. Kimi Rai's close back up to Mayday forces. He's getting stuck behind Lair. He's going to go down the inside in towards Spoon. Don't do that. That was literally asking for it, and Lair is forced off the track. Kimi Rai follows the Red Bull through, and Lair looks to be overtaken by the pair of them.
I was going to say one thing that this is not. Lair's coming
Lair's
back.
trying to come back at Kimi Rai. Oh, that is asking for trouble there. Going very wide.
I was surprised he didn't spin out. I was expecting one of them to go, but the thing is, why is Lair still sticking out? Oh, he's not now. Oh no, he is. He's still staying out on the softs. 15 laps on the softs. This is insanity at the minute. And Journey up still out. What are these guys?
Kimi Rai around the outside into turn 1. Is he able to make the move? They're still side by side into the second part of turn 1, but Kimi Rai does lose out for the time being. But
yeah.
This is a really intense battle between the Red Bull and the Williams. They're having quite. I think if Kimi Rai might have just a little bit better pace for now, but yeah, he just doesn't have that track position, which is really crucial around tracks like this, where you've got primarily corners and not really many straights to overtake.
Yeah, and it's you know, we have another yellow flag somewhere, but. Yeah, I was gonna say, sorry to interrupt. Ingenio's lost a whole second on this lap. He's got to pit now. I don't know why he was staying out on these softs all
I think he might have been trying to wait for a safety car, possibly. Oh, Stitch and Vlad Red also switch places. Stitch has actually got quite a surprising amount of ERS, so if he's able to push onto push and try and catch up to some of the guys on mediums who haven't stopped yet, he might be in quite a good position. Also, Luke.
Oh, sorry. Kimi Rai and Mayday forced into the final turn. They almost touched each other, but now Kimi Rai's coming down into the main straight.
Mayday runs wide, and that's all Kimi Rai needed to get past. And he's going to have DRS on the main straight, so he's going to be able to hold that lead unless the slipstream is too powerful. Mayday Force on the outside for turn 1. Kimi Rai loses the rear a little bit through the first part, but he parks his car nicely on the exit. And Mayday Force gets a really good bit of traction out of turn 1 and makes the move work. That is a brilliant scrap for the provisional lead, as Orlando Furioso in the other McLaren retires from the session.
He's binned it. Yeah, virtual safety car.
Okay.
I was gonna say that battle. Oh my god.
This could be a good time for maybe someone like Stegerul, if he hasn't pitted, to pit now, and he is.
I think that's what Ingenio was waiting for as well, but the issue is
he's on the other side of the track.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think like you were saying 2 minutes ago, this was Ingenio's stream, but anyway, Kimi Rai might have got the better launch there because Mayday Force looks like he was sleeping a bit, and Kimi Rai is all over his back.
And even it was only Mayday Force who got a bad restart as well, because initially in Ingenio, the gap was around, I think, 6.5 seconds before the VSC, and then it just extended just as it ended to 7 seconds, so lost about half a second there did Mayday Force, and Ingenio on those very old soft tyres still staying out there. This has been 17 laps on those soft tyres, still waiting and gambling for a safety car of some sort.
Yeah, I don't know what Ingenio is waiting for at the moment. Like you said, it's that safety car, but Kimi Rai's gonna go again.
On the outside, he's gonna hang it around the outside, is he gonna be able to hold it? They're still side by side for the S's. Side by side, and Lucas speeds into the pit lane, and that is a fantastic move. Kimi Rai takes the net lead of the Japanese Grand Prix. All he has to do now is pull out a 5-second gap, or whatever gap he needs. I think he needs just 5 seconds to be able to take home the not only the on-track win, but the actual win as well after penalties.
I was gonna say it was gonna be like, you know, Kimi going around the outside. He's done it, yes! Like the actual Kimi Raikkonen and Fisichella coming, because they actually uploaded it to YouTube the other day, and it was like reminiscent of that. He went around the outside. He's like, this is real race, but it's fine. We have the yellow flag. Rafiki Wolf. Oh no, Rafiki Wolf has spun it.
That's not very good. and that's going to promote Luca up to P11. Next up is Bomber. He's going to have a look on the inside of Degner 1. Not quite able to make anything work, but Luca gets a good switchback through Degner 2 and is able to get past the Mercedes man. Oh, he has a bit of lag, and Boomber's off. Boomber has spun, and that is a very difficult situation to try and get out of. But he's going to be able to, as there's no oncoming cars, but Luca now back up into the points, having made his pit stop.
Yeah, and I mean already...
and we've still got Ingenio staying out.
Well, I don't know what the German is doing at the moment, unless the Germans are very good engineers, and so, you know, but he's gonna lose. I don't know what he's doing. With the mediums, yes, I understand, but well, you know,
I mean, I know the tyre wear around this track in the game is low, but I don't know how we can be this low, as to the point where he can get around 19 laps of the Suzuka circuit on the softest compound of tyre.
See, the thing is, he will come out in P4, but that is not really the tactic he wanted, because, well, I don't know how long the pit lane is, because he could potentially blow himself out of a podium at this rate. So if he's, you know, listening to this, he needs to
well, we've got Lair with 3 seconds of penalties. Mayday Force is still in that DRS of Kimi Rai, by the way. And Ingenio, he's losing so much time on those soft tyres now. Look how much Kimi Rai and Mayday Force are closing onto the back of him. Like, the gap was around 7 seconds after the virtual safety car, and now it's just 2.5. And we've got quite a few penalties. Finally into the pits, and so Kimi Rai now takes the actual lead of the Japanese Grand Prix. He's got a half a second gap to Mayday Force, so it's not looking like he's going to be overtaken. But what he really
sorry, I was going to say, this may be something. Ingenio has come out. He will be able to battle for P3 because of his fresh tyres, but the thing is he left it too late. Yeah, I think he may have left it too late. So how he's got to make 20 seconds up on the leaders. So, but anyway,
we've got Luca with the fastest lap of a 1:30.8. Pretty decent pace there while trying to overcome traffic as well. And it looks like he's actually really low on ERS. He's got about 10% in that Ferrari. So he's going to have to push as hard as he can without expending any ERS to try and catch up to Stitch, and then potentially Dragon JQR if he wants to try and get into the top 6. As speaking of the Renault man, he gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. What's this penalty situation like for the top 3?
So the penalty situation that is currently, so Kimi Rai's obviously got that he's got a 8 seconds worth of penalties.
And I think Mayday Force with 3.
Yes, so it's a 5-second swing Kimi Rai needs to get, but he doesn't look like he's away at the minute, so you know, this could be in his thing. But anyway, so I didn't actually check WY6's penalty situation. He doesn't have a penalty. He's been keeping it really clean and consistent, so I don't think it's looking... Oh, we've got a yellow in Sector 2. Is that just the game? Oh, no, it's not. It's Sihadis. He's gone off at Spoon. I think he must have lost the rear end as he was on the infield, on the inside of that corner, so... must have gone for a little spin there, the Racing Point man, as Luca does a 1:30.5 on the soft tyres. Earlier today he was speaking to me about the times he had done in a previous league race. I think it was the SLR social race on, I think yesterday, and he said he did a 1:29.5 on medium, so that ERS saving must be quite crucial for him and unlocking the most out of his lap time. Yeah, I mean, like you said, well, actually, where's the on track? So there's a battle going on with Kimi Rai Mayday Force again, so I might have just missed.
The gaps. Mayday Force closing into the Casio triangle. He's gonna have a look on the outside. of the chicane. He isn't quite able to do anything, but he's going to try and line himself up for a good exit. The gap only about 3/10, so he's going to be well inside the DRS. Kimi Wright blocking off the inside line. 4-10-1. Mayday Force tries to swoop around the outside. He gets the move done. Yes, he does. Around the outside, but Kimi Wright's going to hold it in there. Still side by side, just about, but he has to back out. The Red Bull is back ahead of the Williams.
That is great.
We've also got Luca overtaking Stitch for P7 in this race. It's quite a way to the two cars ahead of Lair and Stitch. Those two are having a nice little battle for P5 there. I reckon if those two, unless those two have a small coming together, then I don't think Luca will be able to make much more progress through this field.
No, I don't think he'll. At the minute, he's 7 seconds off P5, and I don't think that's happened. I think the only battle we're really going to see is for the win. But I think Mayday Force was just playing it safe because he must have known Kimi Wright has got the time penalty situation. But at the minute, it just looks like they're playing ping pong between each other, handing the baton for the pitch lap. Because I think Kimi Wright is going to have another go at
yellow sector 1. Oh, that was Sihados again. I think his tyres must be cooking in the Racing Point. Stegerall also pits from P14, is about to be lapped.
Oh, sorry, Mayday Force.
They're side by side. Sorry, didn't notice that. The Williams and the Red Bull side by side for the lead. Kimi Wright breezes past on the right hand side on the run before turn 1. Gets the car well stopped, and it's a virtual safety car. I think, would that be for Sihados and his spin?
Possibly, but I can't see anyone who would warrant a safety car, to be honest, at this time. But
Lair in the pits, that's going to cost him a few positions, and I don't think pitting is really going to be worth it, to be honest. Yeah, he's going to have the fresher tyres, but Sihados now retired from the session.
Kimi Wright and Mayday Force are at it again. The VSC must have ended because Mayday Force was right at the back of Kimi Wright, trying to get him off guard into the sector 1, but Kimi Wright was like, nope, you're not coming through, well, you shall not pass, and Mayday Force had to back off, but I can see where Biadas to retire because he just ghosted ahead.
I've just been monitoring the progress of Ingenio. The gap was about 7-8 seconds, was it, before or once he came out on those mediums. Now it's only about 4.5 seconds to the Toro Rosso, so he could still be on track for an could still have the possibility for an on-track podium, but obviously Watch Your 6 with no seconds of penalties is going to be quite a hard enemy to defeat.
Yeah, you see, the thing is, though, I think he should have pitted sooner. He would have been, why he could have easily had that podium secured if we did, but
Mayday Force has actually lost a bit of time, by the way. The gap was about 2 or 3 tenths. Now it's 8 tenths, nearly a second. So he's going to have to unlock some pace to be able to get back to get nearer to the Williams, so that he doesn't fall out of the DRS.
Yeah, well, at the moment doesn't really have to do much because Luca says the fastest lap.
28.5. That is more the pace I was expecting, and now he is completely dead on his battery. But it's still P6, which is an improvement on where he was before the virtual safety car, thanks to Lair pitting off of those soft compound tyres. Oh, sorry, off of the mediums and onto the softs. Mayday Force not really using much ERS at the moment. Okay, he's just got up to mode 4 overtake, but he's got. I think he's just saved up far too much and tried to lose too much. He's lost too much time to Kimi Wright because he's not really going to be able to attack on this next straight, and then there's only going to be about 6 more opportunities he has to pass. Oh, actually, forget about that. In fact, he might even be able to go for it.
Kimi Wright goes wide. Kimi Wright lost it.
Yeah, just a little bit wide on the grass and curb there, but Mayday Force might still have the opportunity to be able to go for this here. He's in overtake mode 4, save for Kimi Wright. he leaves the inside a little bit more open, but Mayday Force still goes for the outside line. They're side by side through turn 1 yet again this race. They've been battling through turn 1 the whole time. They're still side by side through the S's, and Mayday Force isn't quite able to keep it ahead of the Williams man, and couldn't quite make that move stick.
Yeah, well, the thing is, Mayday Force and Kimi Wright are having such a great battle at the minute. It's honestly, great to see this, and these guys have had both great respect on track for each other. It's just a shame that Kimi Wright has got that penalty, but it doesn't mean that they still have any pride for the sort of a battle. They've treated us to an absolute treat of one as we get down into the final 2 laps, but let's see what happens in terms of that. Unless Mayday Force is tricked into getting a penalty, then I don't think anything is going to happen. But it's been great. But Ingenio is still closing it down on WY6, but is it going to be enough? It could be.
I think if he's able to just unlock a little bit more pace compared to Watch Your 6 in Toro Rosso, I think he has about 15% more battery than the Toro Rosso man does in Genio, so he's going to try and expend that to be able to get closer to the Toro Rosso. But considering there's only 2 laps left and the rate of progress he's made, I don't think he's going to quite be able to catch up to the Toro Rosso.
Mayday Force going around the outside and he does it.
What a move! Kimi Wright still having a look. He's getting good traction. He squeezed him right up against the grass and curbing there, and he gets it back. Kimi Wright and Mayday Force still hammering away with a good battle. Bomber in P12 gets a 3-second time penalty, but man, these two have been battling ever since they pitted off of the softs and onto the mediums.
I was about to say, does this remind you of Brazil too much at the minute? A hard battle.
Oh,
and what's going to happen on the final lap?
Oh dear.
Please, no, we don't want that. But I mean, it's like an exact mirror image.
The Toro Rosso, Ingenio and Watch Your 6 would certainly want that. Pit F1 gets a 5-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. I think that would probably be at the final chicane, and I know that is a source of quite ridiculous warnings. The right-hander, it's very if you have a very minor cut, then you can be awarded with a penalty quite unfairly.
Yeah,
but Mayday Force has got a good run. Mayday Force has got a good run. He's going to be on the outside for the Casio Triangle again, not going to try anything. Kimi Wright, smart to realise that he was ahead.
Mayday Force.
Yeah, he's not going to. Don't think he's going to be able to challenge now after that little loss of the rear end. He's still going to try though. He's in the slipstream. DRS ran the outside, has a look, but not quite able to make anything work on this straight. But I don't think he's really got many more opportunities. Luca is now right on the back of the Renault man. Luca is just about to overtake JQL for P5, and the other Renault was also there. I think he was also just given a 5-second time penalty for ignoring blue flags as well. So maybe a little bit of mean Renault team tactics for a psychological advantage, but I think the penalty there for Stegerall in the Renault was probably deserved, considering the situation. But I think Mayday Force is going to have to try something into the final corner with Kimi Wright. Hopefully, like you said,
I don't think he's got to try. He doesn't have to try anything really, because he's just got to keep.
If he wanted it on track. But it doesn't look like he got a good run really anyway. But he is going to be using mode 4, and so is Kimi Wright. Is that slipstream powerful enough to get him close enough towards the Williams? He has a look. Tries to go for it. Kimi Wright a little bit deep, but it's going to be Kimi Wright to win the Japanese Grand Prix on track. But it's Mayday Force who collects the win here in HTAR Suzuka. First win of the season for him, I think that would be. And then Kimi Wright, unfortunately, yet again denied a victory. Watch Your 6 actually really gained a lot of time on them. The gap was only what 3.5 seconds. So if he'd been pushing like the whole stint with sorry, just completely lost my train of thought. But if What's Your Six was pushing that whole way on his mediums, then he might have even been able to get Kimi Rai if he had another penalty. So, but looking down the rest of the field, we've got Ingenio just off the podium. JQR with a good finish in P5. Luke unfortunately lost out to JQR on penalties. Stitch P7, Lair P8, Rafiki Wolf in P9, and Vlad Red the final of the points finishes for Alfa Romeo. And then we've got the two Mercedes, Pit F1 and Bomber, just coming through the final couple of corners to take 11th and 12th place respectively. One lapped car, which is Stegerall in the Renault, and then our 3 DNS for the day with Cihadas, Orlando Furioso, and Fausto.
Yeah, I mean, going on from now into the race classification, and just, I mean, I can't go over that battle with Kimi Rai. That was, brilliant from both of those guys, to see how they managed to keep that on track. Honestly, look, going around the outside into turn 1, it was such pat racing, like you really couldn't miss it. And honestly, oh my god. But right, do we want to get any interviews, or do we need to just do any? Well,
we can ask a few people for interviews.
Yeah, I mean, Kimi Rai is in the next room if you want to drag him in, or I can do it.
Yeah, sure, I'll bring him in.
Right, sorry, I'll get him now. Is he? There he is.
Hello, Kimi Rai.
Hello.
That was a good battle we saw with Mayday Force. You took the win on track, which is, to be honest, all that really matters to us guys. Unfortunately, that speeding in the pit lane penalty costing you in the end. So, just summarise how your race went.
Yeah, kind of as you said, good battle with Mayday Force actually. With Lucas, sadly, some connection issues, I guess.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, he generally had more pace on the soft tyres in the beginning. I just thought, let's hold it back for 2-3 laps and then see where we can get. But I continued to do those like minor mistakes, which cost me like half a second compared to the stop. And then, of course, the speeding penalty, which I'm not happy with myself. Which in the end cost me the victory here, and with 7 points. And as the real-time drivers always say, in championship, obviously, when you're racing. But when you see 3 races left now, and so we got to get back a lot better like next time out in what is it?
I think
Mexico?
Yeah, Mexico. It's the next race for the season. So everyone watching, please tune in for that. Cheeky advertisement there. But your battle with Mayday Force was really quite interesting. It was really good to watch. Great battling with him. What kind of thing would be going on through your mind when you're trying to defend into turn 1?
Hello, Kimi.
Second.
Hello.
Yeah.
I think he's having a few
I'm
connection
off
issues.
again.
Sorry, did you want to hear the question again? Technical difficulties.
Yeah, I think we are, but like I said, if we can, Kimi, can you hear me? Yeah, I think he's having technical difficulties because I can't hear him as well. So don't you? He was having it, but yeah, I mean, just like while we wait, and if he can hear us, like the battle, like I said, the battle between them two is like showing how good some of the drivers in this league are. And it's honestly, just been amazing to see them, because like last week after Kimi's, little tap, he just showed again today, like how good of a driver he is. A Mayday Force, I know he was a bit off the pace last week, but he was, there and thereabouts. Actually, took it today and done an amazing job after Lucas' domination last week. But it was, great to see them, doing what they did. So
Okay, so just about to get our next person in, it is Ingenio, with, the Ferrari Master Plan strategy. Hello.
Hi.
Interesting strategy, can't lie. Um, 19 laps, on soft
Safety car,
tyre.
McGee.
The Ferrari Master,
Fucking only VSC.
the
Honestly,
Ferrari
two people
Master,
retire, only one VSC, no fucking safety car. So fucking dumb.
I think it was 3 retirements, was it? Yeah, something like that. But unfortunately the Ferrari Master Plan, not coming, off today. What, for, the medium runners, did you think you'd be able to catch up to, the Toro Rosso? Of what's your 6?
I didn't really care about that, to be honest. I just was like, either I'll pull off a great strategy here with a safety car, or I'll lose 3 points to the Toro Rosso. So
Okay, so it was more of
I
a...
mean, I checked his warning before he pitted, and he had nothing, and I had 6 seconds because this game just great track limits rules. So I was pretty much known I wouldn't get that anyway, because getting it completely out of DRS is not that easy, really.
Yeah.
So I was just like, go for it.
Yeah, I think, it's better to take a risk at this, late point of the season, because, there's not really as much, to lose,
Yeah, we've
anymore,
lost
so...
the constructors anyway, so why would I care?
Definitely not my fault.
Yeah, Lucas game crash, brilliant.
Yeah, that was unfortunate, because he
Drove
was
a
looking like
brilliant race though. Like when I saw him then in P5 directly by me, I was like, okay.
Yeah, at one point he was 14th, only ahead of the 2 McLarens, and that was because those two had a little fiasco on the opening lap. But
Oh dear.
but
The
yeah,
McLaren master plan didn't work either then.
no. But shall we get?
Just to jump in, can you hear me again?
Yep, we can
Yes.
hear you now.
Yes. Thank you. Nice.
Shall we get?
Should we jump back to the question, or because I heard everything?
Oh yeah, can do. So,
what was again the defending into turn 1, wasn't
yeah.
it?
So what was going through your mind when defending into turn 1?
Yeah, in the first time, I hope you didn't see the second time defending, because I kind of lost the car there on the inside. I don't like to go around the outside when defending, so I always keep up the inside. So I think it worked out pretty well, as I watched Maybe Force defend against me twice, and then I just took his line as well and put him out a little wide into turn 2, then we got into turn 3. I think one time we actually made it turn 3 side by side, but mainly it works out when you go out the inside and defend that inside line. So
yeah, the inside line can be quite crucial for that corner, particularly in the dry, because I remember 2014 Suzuka. I think one of the Mercedes went clean around the outside in towards turn 1, and initially your first overtake on Mayday Force, Adam was basically thinking it was another Suzuka 2005 moment, where the actual Kimi Raikkonen got past Giancarlo Fisichella into turn 1 on the last lap. It was it reminded him particularly of that, and he was actually about to reenact the same commentary, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
well, I hope to see that on the stream as well, so I can give my comment on that. So
So we're now going to get Luca into the commentators channel here. Hello, Luca.
What?
Hi.
Hi.
But obviously, unfortunately, unfortunate to see your see the game crash. But your recovery drive was fantastic. From P14 back to P5 on track. P6 eventually after 3-second time penalties were added. But I think to me, you're probably driver of the day for being able to make your way back through the field.
Great.
I mean,
Great.
obviously, it's not going to be able to.
That's not gonna fix my fucking pain from this game.
Hopefully, there's more luck and well, potentially fewer technical difficulties Sorry.
What?
Fewer
What the
Hopefully,
hell?
there's fewer technical difficulties on 2020. But yeah, would you be able to summarize your race for us from your perspective?
Do you really want me to say it?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Oh god. Okay, so sure. Codemasters. That's all. That's all I'm gonna say. Codemasters in a nutshell. Big nutshell.
Um,
Is my internet alright? Because everyone was glitching out when I was talking. Sorry.
yeah, seems to be alright for now.
Your internet is at least holding on. My fucking pushed me out of the lobby. Yay, great. Good job.
Oh God.
Uh,
Well,
so-
GG it is. I'm just
So-
gonna clap now while we do it.
So after the very descriptive recollection of your race, we're now gonna bring in Stitch for the final questions. Hello, Stitch.
Hello.
Well done. Some good battles you had there with Vlad Red in the Alfa Romeo. Looks quite enjoyable and like a tactical race. Just give us a brief summary of how you think you did and maybe where you could improve for next time, your strengths, weaknesses throughout the race.
Yeah, firstly, it was a quite enjoyable race for me. Not many mistakes. Yeah, my starts are not great. I always try to be pretty passive on the start because, yeah, I don't want to crash in first corner. Yeah, I was in battle with the Alfa Romeo around lap 8 or 9, and then I spun at 130R, but I didn't have any damage, so it was pretty okay. After that, yeah, 2 laps later I pitted for the medium, and I think my pace was pretty decent. Yeah, I was trying to like get my pace to be consistent, because I think that was a pretty big problem in the past, that I made that I was overdriving the car, so I was making too many mistakes at certain points. But I think I'm getting the hang of it now, so yeah. But I just need to get faster now, so that's the only weakness at the moment that I see for myself.
I think as we head on to the new game of 2020, it's actually going to be quite a big step and maybe shuffle up the order quite a lot for the grid, because the game will suit different people. So, for example, one of the championship leaders right now, for example, Mayday Force, may become a lot slower than, I don't know, say one of the, well, I wouldn't say one of the back markers, but I'd say one of the current slower guys, for example, like let's see, maybe Dragon or Vlad Red.
No. What we are gonna say is Ocean Chief with Veloce contract coming from
Seriously?
2020.
Oh,
Seriously.
Mark my mark my words.
yeah, but I think certain people like Mayday Force and stuff that are really good at this game will always find the extra bit in the next game. So I think, yeah, some things will change in the pecking order, definitely. But I think the top guys will always find that extra thing in the game that makes them faster than the rest.
So I think that pretty much wraps everything up for HTAR Suzuka round 16 of the championship. So the top 3 recap, we've got Mayday Force, then Kimi Riot on the 5-second penalty, and then your teammate Stitch, 126, with a very good performance today. So congrats to him and the Torosso team. But that is going to be it for today. So thank you for watching, and next week, same time, 7 p.m. BST or 8 p.m. CEST. For the next round in Mexico. So,
Arriba.